them yet or is going to meet them, right now they're struggling. Right now they're going through a hard time. And half the time they're going to take it out on you. And let's say they don't take it out on you. You're going to go through a lot of problems because the way they're not in a stress-free environment. They're struggling to get to where they want to be. Yeah. If they ever even get there. Let's put that as a key too. If they ever even get there, because half the time they don't get there. Okay? And they want to put you through all this, talk about ride or die. No, honey. No.
Right. It's like, okay, it's in the beginning of the relationship, you see that this person really is striving towards it's like falling for potential versus what's really going on. Let's really talk about that. A lot of people love to fall in love with potential.
Yeah.
So what you can't, you're always, they're going to get there. Like, if you see that they're constantly making strides towards their goals, that's good. Like, you can go with that because you're not done yet either. So you can't be the one to be like, oh, you don't have your stuff together. It's dead. Sometimes you don't have your stuff together. You can't just immediately cut that person off. And if you see them constantly working towards their goals, that's good. If they're not, and they just keep, talking, using their mouth to just say, oh, eventually I'll get there. Eventually I'll do something about it. Eventually, no. That's a big red flag. Because eventually your relationship's going to suck.
Eventually you're going to be mad.
Eventually you're going to resent them.
Yes.
Eventually. And it's going to be too late by then.
But at the same time, I also have to say then, it takes a very strong person to go through all that. I feel like sometimes if you start a relationship and everything's all happy and everything, when you get to that point, you struggle. But then again, sometimes you get into a relationship and it's just struggle. But then when you guys get over the struggle, you're happy. Because I seen this couple on YouTube who, they were living in a car together. Parents exiled them because they didn't want them to be together, but they were so in love they had to be together. Living on people's couches, living here, doing this, doing that, until finally they became successful on YouTube and like they're happily, And I guess like the love is so strong it keeps everything going, but at the same time, I'm sorry, I just feel like I personally can't go through all of that ride or die. Like, I cannot, without me receiving what I deserve, what I believe I deserve. Because to a point, it's like, let's say I'm already where I want to be, and you're not. Now, I'm holding you. Like, I'm putting you on my back, and now I'm carrying you. Kind of like that movie, Acrimony. She carried him for years. If he really loved her, he would have fought for his wife instead of leaving her for the side lady. But okay. But what I'm saying is, you can't carry somebody. Like, I feel like there's a difference between actually helping someone, actually getting in a relationship, y'all struggling together, and y'all get somewhere.
Motivating each other, achieve your own goals, and there's a difference between that and then just having them hold you back because of
10
whatever
years
baggage
is a long
they
time for you to get rich. I think it was 12 years in the movie, but I'm just saying. It's a good example.
But
it's a long time.
Yeah, there's a difference. On your shoulder. There's a difference between knowing where you guys are at in your life, where you guys are, trying to achieve your goal. You're both trying to achieve separate goals. You're both trying to be successful. You're both motivating each other and supporting each other. And then one person really trying to achieve their goals and the other person slacking. And now that person who's, getting a little bit closer to their goals has to motivate the other person a little bit more and take away from their journey because they have to fall back a little to help you out.
That's true.
It's really like,
and it takes a lot out of you.
It takes a lot out of you. It's emotionally draining and it physically draining. You're gonna feel it.
Mm-hmm. And then it gets into the part of cheating because at that point you're unhappy. He doing whatever he want to do, and you're like, let's say you go out with your friends, you get attention from other people, That's going to make you want to pursue that. Well, I'm not going to say it's going to make you want to pursue it, but when you're unhappy in a relationship and whatever you're lacking that you find, and that's what you were lacking, and you find that, you're going to take heed to whatever that's giving. You're going to like, well, let me hit him up. Well, let me talk to him.
At that point, I feel like,
you know what I mean?
The relationship is dead, and you should just, cut it. There's no reason to... You find this person, and then like you're like, let me text them. If you feel like you have to text somebody else, you have to do this, you have to do that to get what you really need. Just your relationship's already over and done with. There's no reason to cheat.
Somebody else. That's another thing.
If you feel like you can't talk to your partner about what's going on, you can no longer communicate about what's going on, and you try, just. There's no reason to cheat. There's no reason to go outside of your relationship. Just dead it there. Talk about it. Again, if nothing works out, if you guys mutually if you're speaking what you feel and the person's still not understanding, just let it go. There's no reason to cheat. There's no reason to seek outside of your relationship. There's no reason for it. None of it. It just really ends up hurting. It makes you more sneakier and less trustworthy. It just ends up hurting both parties.
Nobody's ever that sneaky. Everybody always gets caught. I don't care what y'all tell me.
Whatever's done in the dark always comes to light.
Amen. My auntie always tell me that.
But yeah, in general, like dating somebody who has kids, would you or would you not? And yes, no, like why?
All right, this is my stance. Everybody knows this. Basically, I personally feel like when you're dating someone with kids, you have to be very... Before you even get there, you know that person has kids. Now, if they hide them, you need to run. Don't date nobody who hides their kids. That's weird. That's really weird. That's really weird.
It's wrong.
That's like you denied your kids.
You can't trust them.
What? You gonna deny
whatever
me?
They say.
You denied your kids?
Exactly. If you can deny your own seed, you can deny me without even thinking about it.
Okay? But I personally feel as though that when you date someone with kids or you're thinking about dating someone with kids, I just wouldn't. Okay, let me not say that. Okay, so this is what I would say. It's more of a... When you date someone with kids, I personally feel like you're introducing that person to your kids. Let's say I'm the person with kids, right? I have kids. Now, I'm dating this person, doesn't work out. My kid met that person. I'm dating the next person, doesn't work. After 10 people, my kid has been attached to 10 different people. How is that okay?
Right.
Just like you going through a breakup, y'all don't feel like y'all kids going through a breakup? And I understand the whole, like, oh, well, I need to see if they get along, if they like him, if they this, if they... I'm sorry, I'm not opening up my child to all of that. That's not happening.
See marriage, like, there's no reason to
None.
introduce. Doesn't matter. This is going to stay forever mommy's friend or something.
Period. And it's never going to... And mommy's friend isn't going to turn into a... Like you kikiing with me and doing all this stuff with me in the house in front of my kid. That's not happening. You're going to be very upset. If I ever have a kid and end up single after I have my kid, God forbid.
We both don't have kids.
God forbid, it's not happening. I'm sorry. You're not me and my kids until... I feel like if I just met you, I feel like after a good 1 to 2 years that I know you. Because you just meet somebody, you don't know them. They could be a psychopath. Y'all ever watch Raising Dion? Own best friend was a psychopath.
That's crazy.
Okay? The uncle was a psychopath.
Yeah, that was one show.
No. Like, y'all open up your kids to a little too much, and I'm just not into it.
Would I date someone with kids? Never have.
I can't say that.
If it happens, it happens. But I honestly don't think... I don't know if I can... The step-parent role is really something very big, I mean, they're not your kid. They will never be your kid biologically. So there's going to be some type of rift down the road where, what about when
I don't agree with that.
You can't discipline them? I honestly don't think.
I don't agree with that.
What?
I don't agree with that. I feel like at the point that you're a stepmother, if you take your stepmother role as you should take your stepmother role, then you are also that child's mother. Now, there are stepmothers who do not do that. Right. Now, I personally believe if if I date somebody who has kids, I personally wouldn't want to meet their kids until we are in a very serious relationship. Like, at that point, that's where I would believe that I would want to meet your kids. You, at a point where y'all are in a serious relationship, y'all are thinking about marriage, and the person has their kids.
There's a difference, yeah.
You need to, personally, you're not just getting in a relationship with somebody with kids. You're not just marrying somebody with somebody with kids. You're marrying the kids. You are becoming a mother. That is the point of a stepmother. I think people get that confused. You are being a mother now. That's your job. Because guess what? When they come over the house, his mom not coming with him. You the mom in the house. He need to follow your rules, or she needs to follow your rules.
But there's there's also certain issues that come to be because the mother may feel like you shouldn't be disciplining my kid. And we will have a conversation. The mother may feel like you are not the mother of my children, and you cannot talk to them a certain way. You cannot treat them a certain way. Blah 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 blah. That's a conversation that needs to be had between you, the father, and the mother. That is not something you can just pop up and start disciplining. You have to have that conversation before you even meet them, to be honest. And set that ground, set that standard, and what those specific rules are.
I agree that there does need to be a conversation. And y'all need to be friends. To an extent. I'm going to say this to an extent. Y'all need to be friends. Just like, what's that woman's name? What's her name? It's on the tip of my tongue. Will Smith's wife. Mm-hmm. What's her name? Jada Pinkett. Okay, so Jada Pinkett Smith is in a blended family. I agree with that 100%. You should be in a blended family because your rift with the mother of his child, your issue with the mother of his child, or she still wants to be with him, all that needs to disappear. If you cheated with him on her, all of that needs to disappear. You need to forget about it. I'm sorry. After you at the point where you're married, or after you're married. I'm going to say married. Mm-hmm. After you're at the point where you're married, all that needs to be forgiven and forgotten before you got married. Want to know why? Because when it's not forgiven and forgotten before you got married, you have problems in your relationship. Now, granted, your relationship has nothing to do with yes, it does. Like, I hate when people say that. That's going to cause problems in your marriage. Right. When you can't get along with the baby mother. No, yeah, that's very negative. It really is. It should be a mutual co-parenting. It should be very adult-like. It shouldn't be very childish where y'all are throwing shots at each other at family gathering. Because as much as you think the kids don't notice, the kids notice. The kids see everything. They will notice everything. They'll know this energy. They'll know that mom doesn't like other mom. Mm-hmm. And it's just not going to be healthy when they go over this house. They talk about the other house and it's not going to be healthy in raising these kids. That's what's most important is raising them right. And personally, I personally wouldn't allow. I wouldn't discipline the child. I would discipline the child. I wouldn't actually. Yeah, I would discipline the child. I just would do it in an appropriate manner of my guidelines. You know, that was set. Yeah, in the meeting prior to meeting these kids. Yeah. But I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna discipline you because it's like it's at that point where I'm an authority figure and you don't respect me because you know I can't discipline you. See, right. No, baby. Right. The baby will marry to a bato. Okay. I think that's all for our preference or dating preference questions. Yeah. We'll talk to you if you guys have any specific questions that you guys would like us to answer. Leave it in the comments or messages. Is it good? Would I buy it again? No. Is it good? It's like right there. You know, this is bad. This is like right here. So that's about it. It's the original Dark Horse Big Red Blend. If you like more of a less sweet, a little tad bit bitter. Wine, a little. It's not generally dry, but it's like a little, oaky type, barrel flavor. This is a bold wine with a big personality. I don't think that has that big of a personality. It's very bold, though. Yeah, it's a bold taste. But I mean, go out, try it. You never know. We have different taste buds. So that is all for this Wine Wednesday.
See us at the next one.
Spirit figures.
Let us know if you guys would like us any specific topics that
subscribe.
Oh yeah, comment, like, subscribe. That's very important.
We want to talk to you.
Turn up our video notifications on. Comment, say anything in the comments. Talk to us. Let us know any topics you guys want us to talk about every Wednesday. That's about it. That's it. Well, thank you guys again for joining us again. See ya.